Because the I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut off the beginning of that just like this match.
It's a joke.
Yeah, so the World Heavyweight Championship match, they cut out Swagger's entrance
They made him look like such a jobber.
when he was
What were they airing? Some like video about the armed National Guard or something?
Yeah,
something
About
weird. I don't know.
Slim
No,
Jim.
it was how long the video package was for the Swagger Del Rio match that when it went back, Swagger and Coulter are already in the ring. And probably because they wanted Coulter to cut a promo too.
Yeah,
Which
you know what was
was
really awkward
needed.
about that? In the crowd, we see Jack Swagger slowly going down to the ring, and it's just playing this video instead.
Yeah,
And
they
a
didn't
lot
have
of people were sitting there going, "Did Jack Swagger jump the gun? Like,
the-
did he not wait until he was supposed to go and then, oh fuck, like what's going on here? Like,
Is he high?
yeah,
And, like his theme just came on right in the middle of it out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My friends who went, they were telling me about that. That they just his theme song turned on in the middle of it.
yeah, it was just kind of like this awkward like you hear like he's just kind of going to
Just
the
me
ring
and my
and all
brother
that.
said, this is what happens when you have a DUI right before you're given a major
Yeah,
title
like,
match. You don't get an entrance.
but it
You
was
know.
like we're
You get
hearing,
jobberized at WrestleMania.
we're
But I
seeing
love
him
the
go
fact
down to the ring, and it's just this like this silence with like the video package all that, and he gets to the ring, and then it's like ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
It's like they turned the volume up. It's like they were playing his theme song the entire time, but they just had the volume
Right,
on
yeah,
zero,
that's exactly the point I was
and then
gonna
they just
make.
turned it
Yeah,
up.
for me, I was watching it, and then they cut to it, and I was like, "Yeah, he's not gonna last."
Yeah, it was like, all right, well, if we didn't think that he was gonna lose the match now, then fuck. I mean,
Just give away the ending, why don't you? Just flash it across the bottom. He is
Yeah.
going to lose.
Hey,
like
but that
he
vehicle
had,
Zip Coulter had was really sweet.
Oh man, I want one of those.
And we
And
didn't
that
even get
was-
to see it get to go down to the ring. Like, fuck.
that was like, what did they do when they went back to it? Did they actually show the thing and just kind of go like, well, Jack Swagger came down in this?
Yeah,
We
no,
didn't
no,
see
they
it.
just panned around it, be like, "Oh, that's Zeb Coulter's America Mobile" or something like that.
Yeah, they quickly panned around it, and then they went right into the ring, like transitioned to the ring, and then
Yeah.
Coulter started cutting his promo right off the.
And Swagger was just standing there with his arms near his back, looking like a naughty schoolchild.
But that's what he always looks like. He has his arms crossed, and he's always got that stone face on.
No,
Oh,
but it
but
made
listen.
it worse
good.
because he didn't do the whole spiel coming to the ring. He was just
No,
standing there.
But you know what? I would have rather had a promo than him just walking to the ring with his cheesy music. Anthony brought this
I
up
like
after the
his
event,
music,
and
though.
he's right. There was no promos whatsoever this whole, no backstage interviews, no nothing.
Right.
And my friend who I went with, who's not typically a wrestling fan, even said he felt very disconnected because at no point through the show was there someone out there talking to you. And when she was wrong, the only point there was when Zeb Coulter came out, and that was it. There was no conversation to the
Yeah,
crowd
because they
or
weren't
anything.
building on stories. They were just building on Rock versus Cena. It's like, well, saying before, they were building that promo as many times as they could on that show.
Three
And-
times in total. on
Yeah,
the
they
live
kind of
feed, yeah.
neglected everything else that was going on. You know, they allowed it to sort of speak for itself.
And you know
Which
what's
was-
funny about this? Who the fuck booked this event where they thought not only would they have enough time for all this stuff, but another match? I mean, I've been saying for the longest time, every time I do my own fantasy booking kind of things, you can't have like 11, 12 matches at WrestleMania or something like that. So these people, like, is this that part of that new creative team that we've seen where they were like, let's have fucking 30 matches at WrestleMania. Then they're like, oh, fuck, we only have enough room for 8. Like, that felt really weird. One of my favorite things at WrestleMania is when they do that kind of bookended things where it's like, let's have Josh Matthews in the back where he's going to be like, all right, guys, it's WrestleMania. I'm going to get a quick word with the guy who's going to be challenging for the championship. You know, you won the Royal Rumble. You know, it's finally here, the WrestleMania. What do you think? And then they're like, I've been waiting for a long time for this, and, you know, I'm going to get my shot. I'm going to do it. I'm going to come out. I'm finally going to win my championship and whatever.
We
It's
never
like,
got The Rock say, finally.
any of that stuff. Like, I don't want them to waste a whole lot of time on it, but at the same time, we didn't have any, and then we cut out parts of matches and we cut out stuff like that. Like, to me, it felt like TNA was
And
running
was
this.
anybody really disappointed at how short the world title match was, or was I the only one underwhelmed by the length of the world title match?
I don't
It seemed
mind, I
right
thought
when
it
it got
did.
going, Swagger tapped out.
I thought it was
I
decent.
felt, yeah,
I
I
didn't
thought it
notice
did
that.
what it was supposed to do. We all know what the result was going to be. It was there to make Del Rio look good. And did anyone listen to the new Del Rio theme music, the
Yeah,
remix they
the
did?
jingle bells ruining his awesome theme song.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed with that.
It's growing on me. I gotta say.
And he's wearing
It's
like
fitting
the
of his
Rocky
face
robe.
character.
Now a lot of people were disappointed because Dolph Ziggler didn't cash in. I wasn't
As soon
excited.
as this match finished, and you don't hear it on the pay-per-view version, I specifically looked for it. As soon as this match finished, they cut the lights to air another one of their whatever PR video packages that they had.
I think
As
that
soon
was
as
the
the lights
National
went
Guard
out,
one,
the whole crowd overcame with boos.
right?
That
Because
was
when
probably
the
the
lights,
loudest boo the entire night, other than when John Cena came out. Just a sea of boos.
yeah, because when the lights came out, all throughout the match, we want Ziggler, we want Ziggler. Like everybody just wanted Ziggler to come out, and then when it went, they were like, "Is he going to cash in? Is he going to cash in? Is he going to cash in? Is he going to?" And then the lights go out, and everybody was just like, "What the fuck?" Like,
It was better this way, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to happen, so I wasn't disappointed. If it would have happened, that place would have been unglued. Probably not as much as Monday Night Raw though. So that, and you know what? They didn't need it either. It's WrestleMania. Like they, I don't know. To me, I would love to see somebody cash in at WrestleMania, but at the same time, I like when they kind of balance things out a little bit.
This is a good opportunity for me to bring up something that I thought was a running theme throughout this night. And wrestling as a television show, most TV shows are split up. They're not continuous going all 52 weeks of the year. So they kind of have to find a point where they determine as where their season finale and where their season premiere is. And WrestleMania felt very much like a season finale. And this Raw this past Monday night very much felt like a season premiere. And that's also why I kind of say where Del Rio got his big win there. And then it wasn't until the following night.
It's a new season.
It's a new season. We can pull in Ziggler because if Ziggler came out and cashed it in, it would have just spat all over Del Rio's accomplishments.
Yeah, and the most over person in this match, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Oh, WrestleMania size Alberto Del Rio entrance or introduction, I should say. The whole crowd was following with the
Yeah. Did you get it the whole time? I did.
I did.
That was awesome. I loved doing that. That was really great.
Ricardo is the successful portion of Del Rio's space act.
I can tell you, there's nothing like being in a crowd full of people going, "Oh," with 80,000 other people in unison.
Did they remember the on the Rio?
No, they didn't.
I doubt half the crowd could do that.
No, everybody was just kind of like, when did after the then it was like, no, Rio, that kind of a thing. But Zeb
I have
Coulter
to
got a pretty good
compliment
reaction
the
too.
in-ring work. I thought what was there was technically really good. I thought both men worked really well together. Like if they were to extend the program, which I don't think they're going to do after the events of Raw, I think they're just moving on to strictly Del Rio and Ziggler. But it did, as you said, it did what it needed to do. I thought it probably should have gone a little longer, but time constraints.
Yeah, that's the
That did
two
not
words
allow
that we
you to
can
do
deal with
that.
this.
So, but it was good stuff.
Was your section pro Swagger too, Peyton?
It was mixed, honestly. There's a lot of Swagger, there's a lot of Del Rio people.
Well, I'm gonna mention one person when it comes to the John Cena match, because that was the only time that somebody really was like vocal against somebody else. But the Swagger match when Zeb Coulter was doing the promo got a really good reaction from my section. And I'm sitting there laughing, and I'm like, oh man, I was joking ahead of time about the whole like I kind of want to cheer for Swagger, but I don't want to look like a bigot because I don't want to cheer the storyline aspect. I just like Swagger a little bit better. But then it was like, throughout the whole match, if people weren't chanting that they wanted Ziggler, they were chanting for Swagger. And I thought it was funny because everybody's kind of like the way that people are, like everybody kind of does that whole like, we should be real tolerant of others and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, fuck it, let's just go with Jack Swagger.
Especially with that video package they had before the match where they had Alberto Del Rio standing atop the Empire State Building looking down on the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island and all that.
Yeah.
You think that would have like really warmed the crowd up to him? No, not so much.
No, it was just kind of like, oh, we're not going to pay attention to that. But I did think it was funny that after this match is when they ran that National Guard thing. It was afterward because we were like, out of all the times you have to run it after that, like.
Well, it'd been even more ironic if they did it for the Border Patrol.
You know what's even more ironic is the fact that Dolph Ziggler managed to actually do what they spent so much time building Swagger up to do, which was get Del Rio over as a face.
Any last thoughts, anybody, before we move on to the rest of the card?
It's a
Solid match,
yeah.
but not really caring.
A solid, good match. Just glad it didn't open the show and that the world title was where it deserved to be on the card.
Yeah, agree with
Word.
Brad on that one.
Yeah. Don't really have an opinion.
All right, time for Undertaker and CM Punk in the next round.